Good afternoon, everyone. Looks like it's a little past 3, so I'm going to go ahead and get started for you all. Thank you for joining me today for our Workday Overview, Billing, and Timelines presentation. My name is Jacob Severn, and I'm a Financial Aid Advisor in the Office of Student Financial Aid. In today's presentation, we'll be going over the financial aid navigation inside of Workday, talking about when you can expect your financial aid to disperse, and going over a little bit of the billing timeline. So the first I have for you is some helpful Workday tips. So Workday is going to function best in a browser. So students, if you're on, please log into Workday through your Iowa State sign-on page, and you should see a Workday tile similarly to what I have included here on this screen. When you go to Iowa State sign-ons, I would recommend saving that as a bookmark. That way you'll be able to navigate all of your school and work material right in one nice place. The Workday does have a mobile app. However, Workday's mobile app does not have the same functionality of Workday in a browser. So in the mobile app, you may be able to view some personal information, but the mobile app is not going to let you add third-party permissions to those third-party individuals or accept or decline any award items. If you're looking to do those things, you'll want to log in through a browser. You're still able to use Workday on your phone. So if you're looking to use Workday on your phone, it's mostly best going to work through a browser, so either a Safari, Google, or other type of browser on your mobile phone rather than the Workday app. So now that we've got logged in through the dashboard or through Workday, we're going to find the financial aid dashboard that's going to house all or almost all of the materials that you need and to navigate through Workday. So when you log into Workday, for those who are not familiar with it, this is an example of the interface that you will see on your main homepage. Up on the top left corner, there's going to be a menu option. When you click on that menu, there's going to be a series of different apps that you can see or maybe add and that may or may not be included. The one that you all want to look for is going to be titled My Financial Aid. So My Financial Aid is the dashboard that is your one-stop shop for most or all financial aid needs. So all students should have My Financial Aid dashboard loaded on their apps underneath of their menu. However, if you do not see My Financial Aid added, maybe you have too many apps loaded on the menu there, you'll want to go down to Edit and remove it to make sure that you can have room for My Financial Aid. And then go to the option here that says Add Apps. When you click on Add Apps, you're just going to search for My Financial Aid, and this dashboard should be the only one that pops up. Once you have it added, or if it's already on your menu, you're going to click on your dashboard, and it's going to take you to a page similar to this. So as I was saying, your My Financial Aid dashboard is going to be that one-stop shop for all financial aid needs. So up on the top, you're going to see a series of different announcements related to financial aid. So these may be timely updates, like our upcoming FAFSA dates, upcoming priority deadline for next year, maybe the opening of the One App Scholarship application. So those top ribbons are going to be those timely updates of things that you'll want to pay attention to throughout the school year. On the left side, you're going to see something called My Financial Aid Load Status. And your load status essentially is how many courses you are taking in relation to counting towards your major, as well as the total amount of courses you are enrolled in. So you may see some information loaded on the left side of your screen if you have enrolled in your courses and you're seeing that information populated from your academics tab. In the middle on the screen, you're going to see a space that says My FAFSA Dates. In your FAFSA dates, you can think of this as your FAFSA submission, your FAFSA status. So do we have your FAFSA at ISU? When was it received at Iowa State? And have there been any updates recently? So all of those FAFSA dates will be loaded on there. On the right side of your screen, you are going to see a couple different options on here as well. You're going to see a tool that says Create Request, and ISU My Request, as well as some financial aid navigation. You're going to be able to view financial aid offers, accept or decline awards, and view your student loan history. Finally, that piece on the bottom will direct you to the student job board located through SciHire and will take you through the student employment process. The first thing I'm going to go over with you all is viewing financial aid offers. And at this point in the summer, most of you have already seen your financial aid offers loaded inside of Workday, but I'm just going to go over it briefly with you. So when you pull up your dashboard, the option you're going to look for specifically is View Financial Aid. When you click on View Financial Aid, there's going to be a box that pops up that asks you which award year you were wanting to look for View Financial Aid. So the reason Workday is asking you this is because a few years from now, you'll be able to see past 8 offers underneath View Financial Aid. However, since this is our first year implementing Workday, there's only going to be one financial aid offer listed. So when you click on View Financial Aid, again, put in the 24-25 award year and click OK, and your 8 offer will appear. So I don't have any examples of those 8 offers on here, as most of people have already seen it, and some examples are going to show personable identifiable information. But essentially, your 8 offer is going to include estimated cost. It's going to go over your cost of attendance. And cost of attendance is an estimated cost for being enrolled at Iowa State for one academic year. So these numbers are going to be averages. So when you see that estimated cost, just know that those might not be your direct cost. Billables and charges directly from Iowa State have slowly been starting to add to the university bill and should be finalized within the first few weeks of August. On the bottom of your financial aid offer, you're going to see your award items broken in between 2 semesters. Workday is always going to split it up from spring and fall semesters, so you'll notice that fall 24 is on the top and spring 25 is on the bottom. It'll just be a helpful reminder when navigating these 8 offers. The next thing I would like to go over with you all is accepting and declining federal loans and how to do so. So again, we're opening up our dashboard underneath the top left menu on My Financial Aid. And then once on the dashboard, to accept or decline any awards, we're going to look for the option that says Accept/Decline Awards. Again, Workday is going to ask you which award year you are referring to. You're always going to want to tell it the 24-25 award year during this upcoming school year. And again, there will be more years loaded in this after we continue to use Workday going forward. When you get to your Accept/Decline Award page, there's going to be options for you to accept or decline any awards. A grant, scholarship, or work study is considered gift aid, and this is going to default to an accepted state. Students do not need to take action on a grant, scholarship, or work study because it will automatically apply to their bill so long as there's no holds on their account. I guess the caveat of that is that work study will not apply directly to the bill. However, those grants and scholarships will so long as there is no holds on the account. Students will then be able to make their decisions on their subsidized and/or unsubsidized loans. Students will be able to accept the maximum amount offered, accept a reduced amount, or decline the loan altogether. Students are able to accept the maximum amount offered or accept a reduced amount because federal student loans are set by annual limits, meaning that there is a certain amount that students can borrow per award year, as well as aggregate limits, meaning that there is a certain amount that students can borrow as a lifetime borrower. So students will elect to make their decision to accept the amount of the loan and hit accept or decline the loan altogether. If students are declining their loans, Workday is going to give you an error message. It's going to say that this action cannot be done once taken. Just know that if you decline your loans, action can be taken on it when you reach out to our office. If you decline your loans right now, you are always able to reach out to our office, and an advisor can work on adding those loans back to your Accept/Decline Awards page. So you as a student are not going to be able to add those back yourself, but when you reach out to us, we are able to add those back. So don't get scared away by that error message if you're deciding on whether or not to decline your loans. If you decline them, you can contact us within the school year and semester, and we're able to put those back on your award chart. Same goes for accepting a loan. Students, if you have already accepted a loan on your Accept/Decline Awards page, you are always able to contact us, and we are able to return the loan for you. This kind of can ease some nerves as if you're worried or not whether to accept or decline these loans. Just know that by reaching out to us, an aid advisor is able to help take action on those loans, whether it's to return the loan or put the loan back on your Accept/Decline Awards page. So the My Financial Aid dashboard is also going to allow students to report non-ISU scholarships. So non-ISU scholarships are going to be scholarships that students are receiving maybe from their local community, their high school, church, or extracurricular that are not coming directly from Iowa State. So these may be checks that are mailed into Iowa State, maybe addressed to the student or to ISU as an entity. Regardless of if they're addressed to Iowa State or to the student, please know that all non-Iowa State scholarships must be reported to the Office of Student Financial Aid. The reason they are reported is because all award items must fit within a student's aid offer. And when a student reports their outside scholarship, a placeholder will appear on their aid offer that says scholarship reported by student. So if you have outside scholarships that still need to be reported, students are going to do so in their My Financial Aid dashboard. And this time, we're going to look for the option that says Create Request. When you click on Create Request, the box will appear. You're able to go through each individual request that is available through the Workday Request tool. However, students, if you type in scholarships, Report Private Scholarships Request is the only one that appears. After you open the Request tool, put in Report Outside Scholarships, you're going to click OK, and a text box is going to appear. And it's going to ask you for the name of your donor, for the amount of the scholarship, as well as the scholarship is for the entire year or a specific semester. Another aspect of Workday that I'd like to cover with you all is friends and family third-party permissions. So students are going to need to give anyone who needs to speak with the Office of Student Financial Aid third-party permissions to speak with them about their financial aid package. Without third-party permissions granted by the student, the Office of Student Financial Aid may not be able to release information to anyone other than the student. If a third-party individual who is not the student is calling in, we cannot go over those specifics and are only going to be able to give out general information. And a good rule of thumb for general information is if we can find it on the website, we are able to talk with you about it. But if you're looking to go over your student's specific financial aid information, you must have third-party permissions granted to you. So our third-party permissions inside of Workday is titled the View Financial Aid Package. Again, students are the only one able to grant third-party permissions. There are a series of knowledge-based articles that help students navigate adding third-party permissions, but I will admit it is a little confusing. So I have put together a short demonstration of how students are going to add those third-party individuals to their Workday proxy. So we're going to open up Workday. And last time I told you all to go to the menu, except this time we're going to go to the opposite side of our screen. And in the top right corner, there is a little profile icon. When you click on your profile icon, you're going to want to select View Profile. When you open up View Profile, this is an example of what the student's profile will look like. There will be a blue bar on the left side, as well as options when they select the different menu items on the left. To add third-party permissions, students are going to need to navigate to their personal menu item on the left side of their screen, and then navigate to the Friends and Family tab within the personal menu item. After the student is in Friends and Family, they'll then click Add. When they click Add, a box similar to this will appear. So it's going to ask the student, who is this individual that needs to be added to their Friends and Family? They'll put the name of the individual. They will put the relation type of who that person is to them. And then students must ensure that they are checking the third-party user box on this form. If that third-party user box is not checked, that third-party individual will not have third-party access or permissions granted to them. So after checking that box, the student will then move down to add in the person's name and then the contact information. An email must be provided for that third-party individual to be able to log in. When students add third-party individuals after checking the third-party user box and adding an email, that third-party person will receive a temporary password through email that will allow them to log into Workday and create their real password. Again, if this third-party user box is not checked and an email is not provided, that person will not be granted third-party permissions. So this step of checking the box, adding your third-party individual, and adding their email address is the first step on adding third-party permissions. After students do this, they invite that third-party individual. Only then will they be able to go back into that third-party individual and grant them the specific permissions. After they click OK, students will be able to review their friends and family back on their Friends and Family tab within the personal menu item. So again, we're in the Friends and Family tab, and this time we're going to review to ensure that all steps have been taken. So we're going to look for the name of the individual who has the third-party permissions, ensure that an email address has been provided in the email address column, and ensure that the third-party user box is checked. After the email has been provided and the third-party user box is checked, that student will be able to go in to that individual, and there'll be an Actions button on the right side of their screen next to where that Yes box is. Underneath Actions, students are going to be able to edit their friends and family permissions. They also are going to be able to edit that friends and family or manage their access. So they'll go in, manage their access, and be able to select all or a select few of the options. So there are options for third-party individuals to view the student's U-bill, to elect to make a payment, to view the financial aid package, to view their grades, and to view their course registration. Again, students are the only ones who are able to add third-party permissions, and students and only students are the ones who are going to grant that third-party individual the specific permission. Another piece of Workday that I'd like to cover with you all is action items. Students have been assigned a series of action items located in their My Task inbox inside of Workday. So just where we found the profile on the top right of their screen, the little My Task is the inbox icon up there. When they open up the My Task, they will see a series of action items that have may or may not been completed. Each action item is going to have specific instructions on how students should complete it, as well as containing any required documents that need to be uploaded, as well as an upload option. Students, if your FAFSA has been selected for verification, you will be assigned verification action items. Please go to your My Task, ensure that all action items for verification have been completed, and please complete any that are still outstanding. All students have also been assigned borrower action items, directing them to complete entrance counseling and sign a master promissory note on studentaid.gov. So students who are wishing to borrow federal loans must have entrance counseling and a master promissory note completed. Students who are not wishing to borrow federal loans will be able to resolve these action items shortly as soon as Workday is open to dispersing financial aid for the 24-25 award year. Until then, these action items may sit undone as they will not be able to be submitted, but just sit tight, students, and you'll be able to resolve those action items very soon. If you do not plan to borrow federal loans, but may have to in the future, now would be a good time to complete those action items, ensure that entrance counseling and master promissory notes are complete. Even though you may not be borrowing these loans now, future years from now, you could end up borrowing, and these steps would already be completed. Your promissory note is going to be good for 10 years, so completing it now should get you through the next 4 years of your college experience. After all action items have been completed and students have ensured that there is no holds on their account, they can expect their financial aid to disperse 1 week prior to classes starting each semester. So again, financial aid not on hold will disperse to the U-bill 1 week prior to classes starting. For fall 24, aid is set to disperse on August 21st, which is the Tuesday prior to classes starting. For the spring semester, they can expect their financial aid to disperse 1 week prior to classes starting in January. Again, to ensure that your financial aid is going to disperse in a timely manner, please review your dashboard inside of Workday for financial aid tasks awaiting your action. If there are any tasks that are undone, please resolve those action items as soon as possible to ensure your financial aid is going to disperse on time. The wild financial aid is going to disperse on August 21st. The U-bill is always going to be due on the 20th of each month. For the fall, that means your university bill is going to be due on August 20th. So we recognize that August 20th is a day before financial aid is going to disperse on August 21st. This delay is caused by the implementation of Workday and should only be one time and going to be temporary. The Office of Student Financial Aid and Accounts Receivable, the billing office, are both aware of these delayed dates, and no late charges will be posted during the month of August due to this Workday transition. So there may be additional charges added to the student's U-bill, and the U-bill is always going to be due on the 20th of each month. So on August 20th, if you pay off your university bill, but the student then has some university bookstore charges added to their account after August 20th, your student's bill will be due on September 20th. So keep the 20th on your calendar marked as the day to make sure that your university bill is paid off. So even though you've paid off your bill in August, you're not expecting any charges to be added after that. Just know that there may be charges that occur after the 20th. So students, please monitor your university bill monthly to ensure that you are paying your bill on time and avoiding any late penalties. With financial aid expected to disperse a week prior to classes starting and it dispersed to the U-bill, financial aid that exceeds the amount owed will be refunded after the university bill is paid in full. So if your university bill is $0, but you have expected financial aid of maybe $2,000, for example, your university bill is zero, $2,000 still needs to apply. That $2,000 of hypothetical aid would then be refunded to the student after the student sets up student deposit. So students and only students are able to sign up for that direct deposit. Even if students grant third-party individuals permission to view their university bill or make a payment, that third-party individual will not be able to set up the student refund. Again, students are the only ones able to set that up. So when students go to set up their student deposit, they will go to their financials hub, locate the suggested links option at the bottom, and click on student deposit. It will take students to an external site through Nelnet, which is the third-party cashiering system set up to issue student refunds. Students will have to create an account on Nelnet's website, ensure that they have their bank account information provided accurately, and complete the refund process. Accounts receivable is your contact for all questions related to the refund of disbursed financial aid. So accounts receivable is the billing office on campus, and you have that phone number posted on the screen, as well as their contact email, ubill@iastate.edu. If you scan this QR code provided on the bottom right corner, you'll be directed to Accounts Receivables website, which will go over the different options for student refunds. After your financial aid disperses, there may be a balance that is still owed on the 20th of each month. So you have different payment options when working with accounts receivable to pay off the university bill. You are always able to pay off the university bill in full through direct deposit or credit or debit card payment with a convenience fee or through check. You're also able to utilize a college savings plan or 529 if applicable, and students are also able to opt into the 3-month deferred billing plan offered through accounts receivable. So again, accounts receivable is going to be your contact for questions about payment options. Again, their phone number, email address, and this QR code will direct you to their website to explore those payment options. So while I am not the expert on the deferred billing plan, I am familiar enough with it to kind of explain it all to you. Again, I'm going to encourage all of you to reach out directly to accounts receivable for specific questions on the deferred billing plan. However, I do know that students can enroll into accounts receivables deferred billing plan, and students and only students are able to enroll in this. Again, a third-party individual, even with third-party permissions granted to them, will not be able to enroll. Only the student will be able to. After students enroll into the 3-month deferred billing plan, a $20 fee is going to be assessed, and that $20 fee is going to be assessed each semester that this plan is used. So for this upcoming award year, if you plan to utilize the deferred billing, you can expect $40 worth of fees for the deferred billing plan, $20 for fall and $20 for spring. And what that deferred billing plan is going to do is split up your semester's bill into thirds. So if you opt into the deferred billing plan for fall, that deferred billing plan is going to look at the anticipated payments. So if you have anticipated payments of financial aid expected to disperse, it's going to subtract the expected financial aid that's going to disperse and split up the remaining payment into thirds. That 1/3 will be due on August 20th. The second third will be due on September 20th, and that final third is going to be due on October 20th if students enroll into the deferred billing plan for the fall 24 semester. Again, please direct all questions about the deferred billing plan to accounts receivable, and if you scan this QR code, you'll be directed to their billing plans page for more information on payment options. That is all the content that I have for you, and that is covered. But now I'm going to open it up to all of you. If you have any questions or anything that I have not covered yet, please feel free to ask your questions now. For anyone still on the webinar who is not able to ask their questions yet or get those answered, the recording of this presentation will be posted onto our YouTube channel shortly after this, and you are always welcome to reach out to us directly. Our phone number is 515-294-2223, and our email address is financialaid@iastate.edu. So this is all the content that I have for you today. Again, please ask any and all questions that are still unanswered into the Q&A chat, or send us an email or give us a phone call, and we'd be happy to discuss those answers with you.